Well, thanks for staying on the program this morning. Our next conversation is off the back of the commencement of continuous voters registration by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. In less than 7 hours following the opening of the portal, INEC does report that it registered over 63,000 registrations, mostly from Nigerian youths. It did issue a press statement on its verified X handle to confirm that indeed there is increased participation from the Nigerian youths ahead of the 2027 polls. Out of 69,379 Nigerians who pre-registered in 7 hours, 48.7% of them were male, while 51.3% were female. In terms of age, 84,033 are young persons aged between 18 to 34. This is as confirmed by Mr. Sam Olumekun MNI, the National Commissioner and Chairman, Information and Voter Education Committee for INEC. This morning, joining us on the program is the ADC Lagos Youth Leader, Ogun Babajide Adisa, popularly known as Comrade OBA. Comrade, welcome to the program.
Good morning. Thank you very much. Good morning, viewers from wherever you are watching us.
It's a pleasure to have you on the program. Let's begin with the significance of over 69,000 Nigerian youths pre-registering in the first 7 hours following the commencement of CVR. What do you make of this?
Thank you very much. In every experimental exercise like this, we have indicators to pre-calculate and understand where people are coming from, where they are, and where they are anticipating to go. So if we look at the time range and the statistics validly recorded, it shows that in the next 48 hours, there will be more to say from the calculation and looking at the age range that cut across 84,000 plus that have been recorded from the total pre-registration so far. The citizenry, the electorate, and everybody is set to know that it is not just the noise that will make the change, but the PVC.
Hello, Comrade OBA, can you hear me?
After getting duly done with the continuous voters registration. Thank you very much. Yeah, I can hear you very well.
Well, the process is going to span all through the last day in the month of August. And whilst in-person registrations are yet to commence, will be starting next Monday on the 25th of August. How significant is it that INEC has introduced an online pre-registration, particularly with the advent of social media age?
It is a good one because every stage of life have its own developmental, technological relevance and advances. So with the face of jet age and computer age that we are, it is very good that INEC has adopted this development, and with the promotion of a social media space out there, it is very, very good to ease the stress for people that will be storming INEC registration centers. Excuse of there is no time, there is no enough logistics. So the pre-registration would have taken care of a good number of excesses. Then by the time we are going into the in-person, it will be another segment that we allow for those that are unable to meet up with the pre-registration to do that in person.
Now, talking about in-person registration, INEC is talking about over 811 state and local government offices nationwide that would accommodate the influx of Nigerians. How would you rate the level of preparedness to handle the surge of Nigerians that will be tripping into these 811 offices?
Yes, my brother, let us be candid with ourselves and be frank. The 811 INEC officers that will be sent out to attend to people will not be enough. if we limit INEC centers at the state level and at the LGA level, what about the world level? There are some visibility study that INEC is yet to understand. Look, let us be very realistic and practical. There are some words there are some words. They are as big as, I don't know. I don't just know the spans of dimension to use, but they are as big as, even to get to the local government within that ward, it will take time for you to say you are moving down, to get to the place on time, and also to be attended to. So why have INEC not been able to make sure that at least there are annexes of offices at each ward that are very close to the polling unit? People are very known and closer to their polling units than saying, okay, for example, let me bring practical illustration. Ikorodu, for example, now, you are telling me that, okay, everybody in Ikorodu that want to do this in person should go to a designated place, which is only one. Then we have 19 wards in Ikorodu. Now, per day, how many people do they want to take? The excuse become, we have been exhausted. People will go back and come back. Before you know what's happening, there will be fatigue, and this will lead to disenfranchisement. So INEC needs to be realistic and bring in more hands to expand these annexes to the ward level, so that if people are closer to the local government units, some people that are at the ward level will be able to make sure they have that interest to even go there without feeling the exhaustion of being tired here and there whenever they are going out. So, well, they have done their best so far, but we need to charge them and let them know that more is still needed from them. So I think in the face of the access going on, if they can look into this as they are listening, or there are people that can connect them, that we are not taking this as a baby play. It is going to be very, very realistic, and for every of the outlets, they should ensure that logistics, materials are there to meet up with people that will be on ground.
Now, you've addressed the issue of access, and I'd also like to find out in terms of some marginalized groups, particularly persons living with disabilities. Over time, there's been advocacy for some level of priority to be given to them in terms of the queues they have to wait on to get their PVCs for the in-person part of the registration. How compliant would you rate INEC in terms of this regard over time?
Thank you very much, James. You see,
my name is Bito, not James.
Sorry,
Comrade OBA, Bito.
Okay, Bito. Sorry for the
Bito.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Bito. Thank you. Yeah, you see, we thank God that INEC was able to look into that. When we talk about people, we have people living with disabilities. Now, what have been the statistics, the actual figure of the people living with disabilities partaking in election? Then, if we are not coming to this CVR exercise now, what outlets have INEC set aside to attend to them? You can go back to our previous question now. Can you now see? Are you not telling me that the blind, the deaf, those that have issues that are on wheelchair will be mobilized to the INEC's accredited center for CVR as people that are capable to? Disenfranchisement in face indirectly. So we cannot see that whatever figure INEC want to bring on board now, it is biased, because people living with disabilities are not duly put into the picture that, okay, for Alimosho local government, if this is the INEC office, okay, for people living with disabilities still in Alimosho, this is their own unit where they can go. So there will be area to attend to them. And at the same time, we cannot go back to what I said the other time, that extending the unit to the wards, to the polling unit level, will help people to reach the INEC exercise properly. So with what I am seeing so far, people living with disabilities have been highly disfranchised in this exercise, and as it is going, we need to charge INEC to do more to be able to attend to them. If it will take INEC to reach out to special people centers, School of the Blind, the ear and the deaf and dumb, and the likes, accredited in states, they should plant these offices there and give sensitization and publicity, so that families that have people with those challenges can assist them down there. People that are in those areas also can assist their people down there, and they get their PVC process in phase. So with this, there will be a balance, if not 50-50, a closer range between people living with disabilities and the other phase of life. Thank you very much.
I know over time the conversation has cut across even party lines, regardless of INEC's key mandate to educate voters. Political parties have been urged to also seize the opportunity to also educate their followers. Now, my question is on the level of awareness and the bid to increase citizens' participation. Following the commencement of CVR, would you say that, in your opinion, there has been an increased level of awareness? Are you also witnessing more efforts by political and state actors to ensure that more Nigerians are carried along?
Yes, in one sentence, yes, and it's a capital letter yes. The awareness and education and orientation is on the high side. With the face of the coalition on the ADC platform, African Democratic Congress, and by virtue of daily updates of activities going on. The first thing is whether you are a member there or you are coming in or whatever, our message is mobilization, membership drive, and as the CVR exercise starts, go and get your CVR process. If you have relocated from one place to another, ensure you go and do what? And effect it. Yeah, and some of these things, there are something they can do on their phone. I lost my PVC, it is damaged. Yeah, I relocate from Etiosa to Badagry. I moved from Lagos to Ibadan. All these things are what technology have helped to ensure that with ease, a seamless process can be used to effect all these things. So, like I said, it is yes, ADC is loudly out there ensuring that orientation, education, and sensitization is key to ensure that from the women arms, the youth arms, down to every sector, we are getting people on board for the exercise to be done.
Now, I don't know if you recall, but during the 2023 election circle, there was the subject of uncollected PVCs. Some videos went viral with PVCs being found in bushes across different parts of the country. My question to you is, why do you think that Nigerians find it challenging, despite having registered, to then proceed to pick up their permanent voters' cards?
Yes. One, technical disenfranchisement. Technical disenfranchisement. The government of the day then knew what they did. And the agents that were recruited also knew what they did. But let us be very realistic. I was a practical example then because I was involved in the process then. We got people to do CVR to get PVC exercise done. Yes, like you asked, upon collection, we discovered that as you go there that you want to collect your PVC, day one, it is not yet available. Day two, it's not yet available. Before you know what's happening, you become tired and feel like, why am I going here every day? And they keep telling me my PVC is not yet available. Some will get theirs, some will not get theirs. And at the same time, there are hanky-panky to ensure that people that are recognized from a particular segment are being attended to. So if you are coming, you don't have a kind of insider, you don't have somebody you know that can aid you, then they will just tell you it's not available. Then because you have to go to your work to do your business, you go back. Now, I go back to what you said. Packets of PVCs were placed out on different roads because they claimed that people did not come to collect it. And if you remember then, this was prior to the election period, not at the point when it was, okay, the PVCs are ready now, come for collection. Now let us play very well. Information has come out that, okay, PVCs are ready, come and collect it. We started going 1 week, 2 weeks. By the time it entered the third week and people got frustrated, everybody went back. Upon getting closer to election period, they dislodge all these PVCs at strategic places. And people are like, wow, see this, see this. So how do you expect people to go there and pick it? That is technical franchisement. So I want to urge our people this time around, viewers listening, please. We should not get tired of this. There is no way we will not face one or two of these challenges. Let us believe that we've had this experience before. It is how to look into the solution to mitigate against this. That is what we should be focusing on. So if you have done the CVR before, you didn't get yours, you are processing again, let us keep in a good spirit. And I will, by a chance, use this opportunity to speak out to the INEC to ensure that every mechanisms to ensure everyone that register for CVR gets their PVC is put in place. That is why all these things must be pushed to the ward level, to the polling level, to get closer to the people. So that at the end of the day, we will not be having exercise in futility and wasting of resources again, because we have to look at the money that they are used to do it. These are taxpayers' money. And at the end of the day, you dump people PVC somewhere, you now see that their name cannot be on the list on the day of election. So I think with these few analysis, it is well answered.
Now, I'd like to refer to some key statistics that would also further buttress my next question. Back to 2023 as a case study, the number of total registered voters stood at 93.47 million, according to INEC, who registered to vote. But out of 93.47 million, only 87.23 million collected PVCs. That was in 2023 because it was the general elections. Coming into last year, 2024, with the off-cycle elections in Ondo State, I remember vividly the INEC chairman, Professor Yakubu Mahmood, raising the alarm that in Ondo, over 200,000 PVCs remained uncollected as at the time. My next question is on the supposed priority of Nigerians in reference to elections. I know we had by-elections on Saturday as well, and people are complaining about the turnout of voters. What can be done to better increase the participation of Nigerians in elections without preference to general elections in terms of governorship and presidential elections, but also to enhance participation in legislative seat elections and in off-cycle elections?
Yeah, thank you. If I get your question very well with the statistics, actually, if we have a total of 93.47 million and about 87.23 million got their PVCs collected. Now, the remaining differences there shows people that have been technically disenfranchised. So if we
Hello, Comrade OBA, can you hear me?
look at how to encourage people this time around, go back, because everything we are saying here is on every person that have enrolled for the PVC is contacted through their Gmail that is on their database. On their database, a signal. So if I get this message, easily I am going to the INEC office to collect it. But you discover that no feedback mechanism. I take all my data down, I entered it, they submitted, they process everything, the card is ready. The next thing for me is to only hear on radio or paper or through one or two persons that are politically inclined around the environment. So this leads to reduction in people getting the awareness that PVC is even ready to be collected. So why can't they adopt that? And at the same time, their contacts are there. Why can't they send SMS? And also use their, apart from their Twitter space or whatever, it's not everybody that is a social media freak or inclined or rated. There are many market women. People, let's go to the rural area. How many of them are accessing the social media channels? But if you adopt SMS, short SMS,
Well, we must sincerely apologize for the quality of audio in the conversation. It's owing to network challenges in terms of the network provider. But once we have Comrade OBA back, would look to have that conversation. We also hope to have another guest to speak to this issue. But whilst we wait for that guest to come on, we'd also like to reference the press releases issued by INEC and also remind our viewers about the ways you can go about your online pre-registration. Starting with the press release, it has the subject commencement of online registration for voters.
Customized through INEC channel. Yeah.
Commencement of online registration for voters, 69,376 Nigerians pre-registered in 7 hours. As Nigerians are aware, the nationwide continuous voter registration CVI commenced yesterday, Monday, 18th August 2025, with the online pre-registration of voters. The registration portal went live at 8:30 a.m., but at 3:30 p.m., just 7 hours later, as many as 69,307 Nigerians pre-registered online. Of this figure, 32,803 being 48.7% male, while 35,573, representing a 51.3%, are females. In terms of age, 48,033, representing 69.2%, are young persons aged 18 to 34. The portal is available 24 hours every day of the week. That is at www.cvr.inecnigeria.org. Meanwhile, the Commission is set to commence the in-person registration option on Monday, 25th August 2025 at INEC's 811 state and local government offices nationwide from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. during weekdays, Monday to Fridays only. This will enable those who prefer the in-person option to register and for online pre-registrants to complete their registration. The two options will proceed simultaneously throughout the duration of CVR as indicated on the schedule released by the Commission. From next week, the Commission will be given weekly updates on CVR, including detailed breakdown by states, gender, age, occupation, and disability. For emphasis, the public should note that voter registration is only open to Nigerians who are at least 18 years old and who are not registered voters. Double or multiple registration is a violation of law. However, interstate/FCT and intrastate/FCT transfer of votes, as well as replacement of lost or voters card, are allowed during CVR. This is signed by Sam Olumeku MNI, National Commissioner and Chairman, Information and Voter Registration Committee, INEC. Now, that being said, let's look to see if Comrade OBA is back and we can wrap up with his conversation. Hello, Comrade. Hello, can you hear me?
I've been listening, but the network has been fluctuating a lot.
Yeah,
I hear you. I can hear you now.
Yeah, just to wrap up in your points, we have a little less than 5 minutes to conclude. Let's just take your earlier points you were looking to make before you were rudely interrupted by the network provider.
Okay, can you please retract that?
Your conversation was on increasing participation and ensuring that we do not have technical de-enfranchisement of voters.
Yeah, we'll just summarize. One, INEC should ensure a closer feedback mechanism to the citizen on how to get their PVC. It's information. Politics is the food of politics is information. If you feed me with information, I know how to pay about it. So it's either by using SMS or using a Gmail contact to reach out to them, aside their normal public social media TV station. Then the rural place, there should be peculiarity of how INEC attend to this CVR exercise at the urban center and the rural center. There are different things entirely. But you will look at the template INEC is bringing on board, what is designed to serve at the metropolitan city, urban center, is the same thing that is drawn to attend to people in the rural area. However, if you look at peculiarities of states, of LGAs, of wards, of villages, and you expect these people to vote during election, yet they have been disenfranchised at the earlier stage, then we are not going anywhere. So INEC has more to do by ensuring that the village look like the city when it comes to CVR exercise, PVC collection, election process at the polling unit, and to ensure that every party have a level and fair playground to ensure issues at the end of the day. Thank you very much.
Now, Comrade OBA, this conversation would be incomplete if we do not talk about the current economic realities and how it might affect participation. Now, currently, Nigerians are groaning about a high cost of living and hunger. There's also a high level of insecurity bedeviling various regions of the country. In your opinion, are these mitigating factors towards an improved participation and registration of voters?
Well, you see, there are things that we can just say yes to, but they need explanation. A man that is hungry or somebody that is hungry can hardly go to prayer. let us be very, very realistic, like an African man and in Nigeria. You only take faith for you to be in that prayer mood. So our government should ensure that insecurity should be attended to allow people to have, freedom and how will I put it, the space to work without any fear. What you are saying now, can you tell me that in the north, with the issue of insecurity, people will be participating in the CVR freely? No. What have been the role of the security agencies to ensure that, okay, as INEC is doing this, they are doing their own to ensure that people are carrying out their CVR exercise without being disturbed. Even at the rural area, the level of economic hardship, even at the urban area, the level of economic hardship, even in the metropolitan city, the level of economic hardship with the inflation rate, interest rate, unnecessary daily unexpected policies, that as you wake up, after you have prayed, the next thing is to pray that of the policy, or you got to have, let you have a way through it. 24 hours a day, some people don't have anything to put on the table. Some have something to put on the table because, well, they have a means. And some have the support because they know that, okay, one way or the other, but how do they meet up to their civic responsibility? The government is killing people technically by ensuring that once you are hungry, you are distracted, then they will know that nobody is going there. This is devilish. It should be called to ensure that the civic responsibility that brought them into power should also be promoted to ensure that people practice their civic responsibility. To mention but few for now. Thank you.
We also advise that certain strong words be disabused. I know in the passion to buttress the need to allow Nigerians exercise their civic responsibilities, we must ensure that the key actors and stakeholders play their role. Well, nonetheless, we must thank you for your time on the program this morning. We appreciate you for taking our time to join in.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.